Hello, welcome back to my channel. So I am going to be tapping into a message regarding the soul connection with your specific person that you've been in so many months of no contact with. And I'm going to be tapping in, seeing, just getting like the messages of what's coming through. So they are thinking about you. I don't think that's no surprise. You guys may be thinking, what? They didn't contact me. I didn't get a text. You know, like max, maybe like a story view, but nothing. Underneath all of that, they are heavily thinking about you. They've been fantasizing, they've been dreaming, they've been desiring you, but your energy had to go through some deep inner work, not for the connection itself, but for your own evolution, because you're meant to be a very like private but like very rich person. And with this wealth, you're meant to like build a lot of like soul portals and connect to yourself even deeper and tap into your dreams, your imaginations, and also just make your desires come true. A lot of you guys are manifesting really cool things, like, you know, looking better with time. A lot of us, like, like those people when you do overly cosmetic stuff and you don't look, it just looks kind of strange. It's like you're not manifesting that. You're manifesting a kind of beauty where you look better with time because your energy does the work. You know, you might go to like, a medical spa or whatever, get whatever treatment, but that's not the essence of your beauty though. It's not in the treatment, it's in your energy. Your energy is doing the work. And the reason I'm saying this is because you prioritize this for your life. Like, you are somebody that has always prioritized being energetically very beautiful. That also affects your physical and everything like that. And I feel like some of you guys have been fighting some really deep insecurities, like maybe a scar, which is like kind of like making you feel like you don't want to, it kind of holds you back, right? In wanting intimacy, especially when you're in a soul connection with somebody. And a lot of you guys haven't met them in real life. Like, maybe you know them, but you haven't met them in real life. Like, you know them in real life, but you never met them in real life, if that makes sense. So, let me see. They really do want to connect to you, but there is some kind of like energetic work you've been going through. Like, you've been working on self-love more and just elevating yourself a lot more right now, so that you can just be a lot more content, because you're not supposed to be waiting for them at the end of the day. That's like the wrong energy anyways. But they're definitely, the universe is doing the work behind the scenes. There is togetherness, there is communication. Right now you might be feeling a lot of like doubts, insecurities, reviewing relationships and things like that, but there is essentially unity coming through. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of things they've been desiring and fantasizing about when it comes to you. They've been releasing a lot of heavy energies in regards to you, and you've been manifesting in a different way than ever before. You've been just like letting things come to you without using past energy influence too much now, and you're getting some kind of unwavering love and support, and there's doors opening for you. This person is thinking about you. They feel your presence, they feel your energy, they can feel things changing right now, and like they're evolving, they're accepting the dynamic at this point, and they're just kind of like trying to be the person for you. So they definitely feel like you are in your own energy right now. They feel like they just feel like there's been a lot of like uncertainty behind the connection, but there's a deep desire for them to want to like, reconnect. They really genuinely do want to reconnect. They are feeling like sometimes like they're not enough. They feel like you're very beautiful. They feel like you're such a magnetic person. They just don't know how to approach a goddess like you. I mean, you never really fully like opened up to this person, you know what I mean? But you do connect with them from a very deep soul level energetically. So it's like there's a deep telepathic connection in this dynamic. And there's definitely a desire to reconnect. You definitely doubt it. You don't know whether they're going to ever reconnect again, but you're definitely focused on just, cultivating your inner abundance so that you can remain magnetic to the connection and to yourself. Because at the end of the day, like, it's about being, loving yourself despite all the, ups and downs that you may feel. There's definitely a release in the connection too. Like, you're just focusing on trusting in the connection. A lot of times you're being guided to just trust the connection, trust the soul connection. Know that it's not really going anywhere. You don't have to be afraid of time passing, of you getting older. None of those things you have to be afraid, because when it's a soul connection, none of those things truly matter. They are really, that you're connected from a much deeper level that they can never come to you in a way that doesn't align anyway. Your energy is so powerful right now that you are, you're going to be receiving a text. You're going to be receiving, the old dynamic of this connection is officially dead. You're going to be receiving a text from this person very soon. Like, it's crazy because I feel like it's been so many months to the point where, like, you're like, I've been in this before. I don't believe that this is, like, I feel like this is just the end. No, what's the end is, like, what was once the dynamic. You are no longer in this energetic state where you need anything from them. Like, you are letting them be who they are. You're letting them reveal themselves as they are. And you're not trying to force anything from them. You're letting them be. And that itself is because you already fill yourself up that you don't need anything from them. That energy is so magnetic that you won't expect anything from them. You're not even expecting anything from them. Like, you're just being in your own cup. You're filling your own cup. And this person can feel that. They feel that. That's why they've been really just pausing. That's why they've just been, like, wanting to kind of pause and just kind of, like, take it slow, because they can see that you're focused on yourself. They see that you're focused on your own energy. They can see that you're releasing the connection. They see that you're even releasing the dynamic. So a part of them is, like, struggling with the fact that you may actually forget this person. They fear that you will forget them. They fear that you will forget what this connection once meant, because it was a very deep connection, right? So that's where your energy of faith is coming through. Like, your faith in itself, like, just being able to remind yourself, I trust this connection enough to know that contact will happen. They will initiate contact in the right timing, and that you don't have to force a single thing in this connection. They will come to you in the right timing. They will feel called to approach you. They will feel called to text you, to let you know, ask you how you're doing, because truly they miss you. Truly they want to reconnect. They really do desire a deeper relationship with you, and you are just right now focused on your inner abundance. It might not be in the most perfect timing. Like, it might not be when your finances are completely top tier, but it's definitely going to be, like, you're going to know what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like that's the thing. Because you're not depending on them. You already know you're on the trajectory to success. I feel like in the past, your energy was a lot more in scarcity mode. You were a lot less but the thing is, you were still very attracted to them, because you shamelessly were able to always express what you wanted, and you always, like, shamelessly knew what you deserved. So, like, they still find you very magnetic then, but they're about to experience a version of you that's going to make them, like, literally their hearts is going to pause and drop. Like, oh my god, like, how is this person always such a heartthrobber? Like, I don't understand. They're about to feel so heartthrob. They're not prepared, because they know, like, every time they talk to you, their heart throbs in so much, like, it's so intense for them. So, like, they're just trying to prepare for this next contact, so that, like, because they know that once they are in contact with you, like, things are not going to end. And the reason that they feel that way this time is because they are tired of ghosting this connection. And I'm not saying that they were ghosting you per se, because it was more like you were not, like, going to, like, go out of your way either. You're not the kind of person, and you're more used to, you also being a little bit more free and stuff like that. They're not used to you having so much boundaries. So when they reconnected to you in a way where you had so much more boundaries, they were like, I need to, like, I need to probably just, like, reflect on myself and just take my ass back to where I need to be right now, and just like try to like reconnect with them when it's the right time. And when they did reconnect with you after a long time again, they recognize that your boundaries are in such a way where you're not like here to chase and stuff like that. And they feel that, they felt it strongly, but they're like, even then, they feel so strongly attached to you. It's like, typically, they don't want someone like that, but when it's you, they do. And it's like, now that they're in that energy, they're like, well, it seems to me that she has definitely changed. They feel that. They feel that you've changed. They feel like you're not the same person. And they feel like that's actually very attractive to them, because they don't want anyone else. They have not been dating. They have not been looking around. They're over it. They feel like the universe is like only showing them you. Even when they see other people, they're not attracted to them anymore. They just feel like everyone is just plain old boring and not their type. They feel like you're the only person that turns them on. They would never feel comfortable even telling you that someone else turns them on. They would never be attracted to anyone else. You know what I mean? Because their energy is so like filtered out. Like they are literally like tethered to you in such a way where they're like, there's no one that doesn't like her. Yes, there's people that would be considered like conventionally attractive, but that's not what I am drawn to. I'm not attracted to that. I am attracted to this specific person, and my person is, they are you. You know what I mean? They only want you. They only desire you. They are so magnetically drawn to you. They think about you. One thing that they can do is like repeat the same thing. Like you guys have repeated the same cycle many times to the point where you're like, I don't think this is gonna go anywhere anymore. But your energy has changed throughout the connection. You never like, talked anything towards them like in a bad way, but you definitely like made it clear what you wanted in the connection, and without really like saying much, and like they feel it very strongly. They understand that your energy is so powerful that if you really do pour into them, that they will definitely not be able to go back. Like they feel it. But at the same time, they know that if they do you in a way that is wrong, then they're definitely not going to be able to sleep at night, because they've tried to really release you. And what happened was, when they tried to release you, all they could ever do was spiral. Okay, like you are the kind of person, like when someone tries to release you, they spiral, because they just can't stop thinking about you. Like that's your energy, that's your power. Like you're the kind of person that people can't stop thinking about. You know what I mean? You're attractive, you're beautiful. It's a default thing. Like people just can't, you know what I mean? Especially when you like somebody, it becomes even more powerful. You already have that effect on people without you even liking them. So imagine you like them too. Imagine you're telepathically affecting somebody. You don't even have to like somebody that much, and you already have influenced them. You know what I mean? You may think, why is it that certain things that I do, they manifest pretty fast, and they're not even people that maybe you have this much of a soul bond with, and they already feel affected. Maybe you do, but like you don't feel the level of like depth that you may feel on a day-to-day basis. And yet these people even, like sometimes they conform, and then in some cases they don't at all. Like you were probably in a work environment that was constantly like dragging you down, and then all that ever happened is, yes, you did get your power back, and you did definitely kind of get your lick back in some ways, but then they also definitely were not liking it. And as a result, you were so detached that you didn't care either. You're like, whatever, bye. You left. You had that kind of like energy where you can leave. And now what's happening is these people are trying to upgrade now, because they learned that you are somebody that can easily walk away, that you don't care. And because they understand that, they also recognize that if they don't level up, people will like leave, just like everyone else. They thought, because your energy has a very like deep, profound power, they thought that you would put up with anything because of how powerful you are. But your energy was like also like very neutral. They sensed your neutrality. They sensed how much you didn't really care at all at the same time. And because of that, they're realizing, wow, the fact that she was able to not care at all shows that we genuinely do have to level up. We genuinely do have to do something about our situation. And even if we have kind of, we put her through the worst. And you know what I mean? She was able to really just not care one bit. Because they feel it, okay? The people that have hurt you, they are suffering. They're going through debt because of you. Because ever since they lost you, they are losing it. They are losing a lot. They are losing so much. They're doing bad. When they had you, they were doing good. They were doing good. They were making more. They were doing better financially. But the second they lost you, somehow it's affecting them. Somehow they are doing terrible. They're wishing that they never treated you the way that they did. You know what I mean? You may not understand this is what's happening behind the scenes, so you don't have to overly indulge, but this is what's happening behind the scenes. Losing you has affected them more, okay? They thought you would have stuck around because your energy was so potent that they felt like nothing could bother you, but when they finally saw that you left without even having to flinch, yeah, now they're having to work extra time to make things work. They're dealing with a lot of legal issues too. They were trying to distract their energy from having to put themselves in their actual responsibilities. And so when they saw you were happy-go-lucky, optimizing your situation because you deserved it, they got so triggered. They're like, there's no way she gets to be that good. And so now they're realizing, wow, if this person could have just stayed, if this being could have just stayed, my life could have just been so much more easier. Now I have to be on top of all these things. I have to do all these explanations. I have to explain why this, and that. When in reality, no one has anything against her except for the people that, she's amongst. But all the higher ups are literally like supportive of her. Because we are the ones with the legal issues. We are the ones that come with all the problems. And this person is just doing what they got to do to the best of their abilities. And they are just facing a lot of challenges right now. They are facing so much like battles right now, legal issues. They are wishing that they could have treated you better. You're going to get a good notification too, a positive notification that's going to make you understand that, that you actually did have much more of an impact than you realized, and that you're going to be getting some form of apology, even if it's maybe not in the 3D level. You are going to be getting some level of an apology of how they treated you. You're going to get some kind of knowing that they are aware that they could have done so much better, that having you was way better, that they're going to basically try to do what they can to basically have you back. But your energy is like, yeah, no, absolutely not. So yeah, definitely they're going to be trying to fight to have you back. They're going to really, I'm telling you, they're going through legal challenges. I don't even think you understand. Okay, this was not supposed to be about this, but I feel like when it comes to the work situation, right? These people are going through legal challenges. You being there actually made them look better. You being there made them look better. It made them look like they had it made them look like they had their ish together. You know what I mean? It made them feel like they were on top of their stuff. It gave the impression that they were a lot more professional than they truly were in reality. And they gave off this impression that they were a lot more truer than who they truly were. So losing you has definitely been a big challenge for them. They have definitely been affected by that. And they are now realizing that they should have just never overly cared about you doing what you had to do. As long as you were getting what you needed to do done, they just kind of wish that they just kind of play their cards wrong, because they're recognizing that whoever is staying is not going to be in the right heart posture. You came in the right heart posture. you already came in knowing that even you knew your worth, you knew what you deserved, but you knew that you were meant to have what you wanted. And when they made you feel that way, you didn't crumble, because you still got back in return. You still got back what you deserved, but it still triggered you deeply because you just kind of wanted your own peace, and they couldn't even provide that for you. And they are suffering due to that. They are going through major distress. They have to now explain they are going through major court laws, explanations of why they couldn't keep somebody like you, especially after this long. They are like, they know that if you really wanted, you would have stayed, but they just know that you didn't find them to be worth it. They know that you didn't find them to be people that was worth sticking around for. So they're really gonna try. They're gonna try to, like, later on, like, they're gonna really try to, like, get you back, but I'm hearing that, like, they're gonna really do some weird, like kind of like letting you know that they've been admiring you, but it's just gonna be weird though. So, don't really give too much mind to that, because, you know what I mean? It's just weird, and yeah. But anyways, that's that. Back to your specific person, soul connection. They definitely have been feeling a very strong drive for you. Like, when they think about you, they feel all types of ecstasy. Here's the thing. You might not believe me because you've been going through, like, a lot of spiraling. But the thing is, your spiraling has also been kind of, like, reduced. Your spiraling has been pretty much, like, toned down. Like, even if you may feel like, you may ask questions like, where are they? Like, why haven't they broken no contact? Blah, blah, blah. Like, the energetic, like, power behind your energy, it's been redirected to where, like, you would rather put your energy in. So that way, like, you're putting your energy in your creative energy, in your creative projects. And that is going to result in, that's actually putting more fuel inside of you, more than you realize, and it's giving you access to do, like, new things. That's why I've been kept saying you're getting this new frequency all over you. It's like a new energy being, like, resurfaced. So when they do reconnect with you, and they will, it's gonna be in a very new vibration, because the universe does not want you to ever experience that repetitive cycle. That heavy energy that y'all felt, it was only just so that the connection can be tethered, where you both know that you both loved each other at each other's, like, worst. But it's also to keep y'all, like, to know that you guys deserve to be with each other, at a higher frequency. You both have been in high peaks together and also in low peaks together. So you don't have to be afraid when y'all do reconnect in a higher vibration, because you guys have reconnected in this higher frequency. But the only thing is, now your energy is, like, changed. You are in a state where you can actually sustain a high frequency. You are in a state where you can reconnect from a high frequency, because you have put your mind and energy in places that allow you to also trust in yourself in a way that gives you more power, and gives you more power. Literally. You are their constant reminder that you are literally everything that they truly want. There are people that think to themselves, like, why is this person not, like, willing to reconnect with anybody? It's like people around them are, like, telling them, you have to reconnect, you have to connect. But they are, like, saying no. So as you're, like, fully in this creator mode, the universe is giving you space to have more, like, time by yourself. Maybe you're having more, you might be having time to be in your place more alone, no interruptions. You're able to speak more openly. in the meantime, you're also influencing this connection. You may be like, I don't think so. Like, it's not like I got any contact. But other things have been manifesting. You know what I mean? That you've been calling and that you've been seeing. They have been coming through. So you are also actually resulting in something happening in this connection. You don't see this, but this person is not interested in other people. They're literally having their guard up. People know about this. People know that they like you. They know that. They are urging him to contact you, but he is telling them that he doesn't feel ready, that he doesn't feel prepared, because he is also letting them know that you're not the kind of person that easily would conform, that you're not the kind of person that would just do just because other people told them to do it. So they know that too. They are being aware of the fact that you're not somebody that is necessarily going to conform to society. And they're all still kind of pushing him, saying like, if that's the case, like, it is what it is. And he's also like accepting of that, but he's also making it clear that it's going to take him some time to want to prepare for this connection, because it's not going to be like a typical kind of connection. This is the kind of person that puts all their eggs in one basket, literally. They did try to be that person that doesn't care. They did try to do things like be around, be in provocative areas, but in the process, they really just felt like they all they really gained from that was just a recognition of how much they don't want it. Like, just being around that environment just proved to them how much more that they didn't want that, because nothing compared to how it felt with you. So when they're around other people, all they're really doing right now is just praying that they can connect with you, and that that it will be the perfect timing, because right now, like, they are kind of like deeply influenced. Your energy has changed, okay? Because this is not about them changing. It's about the fact that your energy has changed. The way you approach this connection has 100% changed. They can feel it. They feel how you are no longer just, your energy, they know, has always been such a big thing for you. Like, you've always valued your energy, but the way that you're treating your energy now is so much more like, it's having such more like a weight in the best way. Like, the energy has so much more quality right now. Like, your energy, don't get it twisted. You by default already came with an energy that was so like strong, which is why they've always been affected by you. But now your energy has kind of like resulted in going through a kind of deeper wisdom, and from that deeper wisdom that you received about this person as well as this connection, your energy has been being influenced. You've been being called, well, it's like this person obviously affects you, but you are changing, not them, because of that. Because you don't want to change the person. You want to change who you are becoming. Not to be somebody that you don't want to be, but to be somebody that you are destined to be. This person you are destined to meet. You are destined to feel affected by this connection. So that way you can want to change and become even better. So you can have even more quality. Because I feel like when you met this person, you already felt a little lost in life. You're going through a lot of restructuring. And they met you during a time where you were rebuilding something that fully like crumbled. This could have been through self-sabotage that you wanted to fully destruct it. And mind you, that wasn't for a bad reason. Like, you have every right to do that, because you may have felt like it didn't make sense, the certain ways that you've built certain things up to a certain point. it no longer made sense to you. So now it's starting to, when you met this person, you met them when you were like in that restructuring mode. You were still kind of learning, still like starting from scratch, and they sensed that, but they never like questioned it. They were just like kind of like letting you kind of like, you know, do it in your own timing, because they just felt like you were going through a deeper purge that they weren't meant to disturb. They felt all kinds of things, to be honest. But at the end of the day, they only wanted you. So now that your energy is being even more redesigned and restructured, so your energy is going through a deep renovation, you're becoming even more beautiful without you even realizing. So you're going to start sending trails of evidence that they are highly magnetized by you, that they are highly obsessed with you, like in the best way possible. You're going to starting to receive more trails of that, to the point where it overwhelms you in the best way possible. And you know what? You deserve to feel loved at the end of the day. So yes, this person is like deeply obsessed with you. They think about you wherever they go. They when they go to church, they're constantly praying for you. They're praying for the unity to happen. They're taking the lead to be the person that, you know, they need to be. And you're just more focused on yourself right now. You're focused on just being regulated, being grounded. You're like stopping yourself every time you feel like a little spiral moment. You're like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, you know, let me just get back into my creativity mode, because every time you like spiral, you're just being reminded. You're like, in other words, like not in an avoidant way, but you're just being told, okay, like intuitively, like, okay, this just means I need to focus on my creation. Because why am I letting bad thoughts be my reality right now, when I am allowed to have a good life and a good reality? I should not be getting overtaken by bad energy. So you're just like, I'm not doing that. That's not meant for me. I'm not meant to be drained in bad energy. I'm not meant to be in a bad vibration. That's not meant for me. You have that awareness. So your energy is like lifting up. You're going through a major energy lift. You're being taken up. You're being risen from the bad thoughts. You know what I mean? You're going through major, like, improvement. Your health, everything is constantly getting better. Because you are a magnetic person that gets everything that they want. Also, you're like a very intuitive person, so you just kind of want to know when to stop. Like, when it comes to, like, when you're eating a certain amount, drinking a certain amount, you just know when your body's, like, telling you, okay, this is enough, and things like that. You're going through a major, like, rest, so you're not going to be doing a lot right now, because you're letting things come to you. And when you're in this creative energy, like, you're not letting yourself be consumed by things right now, because you're letting yourself be the creator of what you want. So you're just like in this frequency where, like, people, your SP, they're all thinking about you. They want to be around you. They want to be connected to you. They want to be in contact with you. And you're the vibration that carries this high top tier frequency. that is very much a repellent to bad things. So you naturally are somebody that makes people like want to reconnect. You make people naturally want to reach out to you. And they're going to be coming in a whole new frequency because your energy has changed. You have shifted. Like, it's not really going to be the way it used to be. Like, the way that y'all used to connect, it's just not going to be that way anymore because you have, like, you have shifted. You have changed a lot. And you're continuing to change a lot. So they feel that and they want to get to know you more. They want to know the new you. They feel like everything about you is just like once again drawing them back to you again and over again. Like it's like they're constantly just being visited to reconnect with you all over again. So yes, that's definitely what I'm getting in for you all today. Take care.